Hello everyone, welcome back. Okay, as you can see, I brought in my copper beech today to give it a bit of a prune back. Should have done it a little bit sooner, but like everything else running away with me, so we'll do it today. I'm going to try and get it back as tight as I can to improve the ramification on it. So that's about all I say. It's a bit droopy at the moment because I'm just back from work and all my trees need watering, so I better get this done and get it out and get watering my trees, because it's a hot day again today. We're up and around the 25 degrees Celsius again, so it seems to be no let up with the sun. Normally I'm complaining about the rain, but so far all we're getting is hot sunny weather. Okay, we'll start here so I can actually get close to the tree. Just checking where I'm going with this. So I'm going to leave like two leaves on each branch. I collected this a few years back in a friend of mine's garden. It was obviously a lot bigger tree. This was the bottom branch, and I just have to put it right in the corner so I can put it in the room. You can see up here is where I did a big chop, and I just kept this bottom branch. I've been working on it since. I did a little bit of wiring at the start to get it going in the right direction, and now I'm just going to use clip and grow now to keep it. It's a little bit different to what you'd normally see a beech to look like, but I have other beech trees that are your normal upright shape, so I thought I'd just do something different with this one. The actual main part of the tree wasn't great. There wasn't a lot I could do with it, to be honest, and it's quite an old tree, so it was kind of a necessity that I chopped it back to the first branch, and it's been going from there. Okay, so warm today, my glasses and all are fogging up. So, in case you can't really see, all I'm basically doing is taking each branch, like, I can get this one out of the way, like this one, and I'm just taking it back to two leaves, like that. And that should push out a lot more ramification and stuff. Some places I might want to take off another leaf, just the ones above, to let the ones underneath get some light and push out the bud. Okay, I think that bottom branch is more or less done, so work our way up. So we can bring the camera a little bit closer now. Yeah, I still haven't got round to filling my barrels again. The weather's just so dry lately. So what I'm doing, I don't know if it'll help or not, but I'm filling my barrels with tap water, and rather than just using the tap water straight from the tap, I'll fill the barrels with it first. When I'm finished watering and I empty the barrels, then I refill them for the next day. I'm not too sure if that will help, but I think it helps with the chlorine if you once the air has hit the water, it starts to dilute the chlorine a bit. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. Plus, I have pumps inside the barrels, so my water pressure here is very bad, very poor. That's why I can't do any kind of automatic watering, because it just doesn't have the pressure to push through the pipes, through the hoses and stuff. So yeah, if I fill my barrels, I have the pumps inside the barrels, so I can rigged up, so then I can just use the pump and push the water a lot faster and better. So yeah, so until we get rain, that's what I'm having to do. So I'm going to go and water my trees when I'm done here, and then when I finish watering, I have to put the hose into the barrels and leave it for however long it takes. Like that, it takes a long time because the water's so bad, the pressure, to fill the barrels again for the next day. So I'll pause the video and I'll finish it off, and then we'll come back and have a look at it. Okay, so I think we're more or less done with that. As far as I can see, we've got it down to 2 leaves. I'll keep checking it. As far as I can see, we've got it down to 2 leaves. There's a few that we can take down to 1 leaf if the leaf is kind of overshadowing another bunch of leaves or something. The only thing I might do is just bend this branch here down just a little bit at the back here. It's kind of sticking up a bit funny. I'll bring that down and we kind of create a more dome effect on the top. So I'll just use a bit of guy wire for that. Bark is pretty tough on it at the moment, so it's not going to be on long, I would say. I suppose we could put a bit of tube on the top anyway, maybe just for the sake of it. Put this black stuff. So I'll just put a bit of this air tube in from the fish tank and just go in that joint there so it can't slide her out. And then I'll just bring it underneath this one. Looks a little bit better. Just tighten up another tiny bit. Like I said, a bit of an unusual shape for a beech tree, but there was kind of not much else I could do with it. It was very kind of it was kind of been growing underneath other trees, so it wasn't very big, but it was quite old, I would think. My scars here, there's 2 big chops actually, so I can, if you can see that, maybe you'll see it there, there's 2 big chops there, but they're healing up quite good, and then there's a few others which are all healing up, but it's just something a little bit different. I like it. One thing I'm happy with is this. When I got it first, used to get attacked quite a lot with aphids, but there isn't any on it at the moment, and normally now is the time I'd start getting them when it's young, the leaves are young, but there's no sign of any, so that's a good sign. Okay, so we'll put that back out and we'll give it a good watering. And before I do put it out, I'll just show you the carnage can. So you can see we took off quite a lot of that one. So we'll just put this one out of the way, we'll get rid of this and we'll get up on the next tree. Okay, so the next one I want to look at is this sweet chestnut. This just grew in my garden. There's a sweet chestnut tree out behind my garden, and I always get these little trees starting to grow. So this one I just left grow. A few years now it's been growing, and I put it in this pot. I can't remember, did it grow in a pot? Did it land in a pot and I left it for a while, or did I put it in the garden? I can't remember, but anyway, it's in this pot now. So again, I'm going to reduce it back a bit. I want to try and get this branch to branch out a bit, fill out. It was very two-dimensional, the tree. As you can see, it's still a little bit, I haven't managed to get the tops to grow out, but I was hoping something else would sprout on this side of this one, but it hasn't. But we'll keep going with it and see how we get on. I did do big chops on it, and as you can see, it's grown pretty good since. That's all fogging up again. So maybe this branch I'm going to leave fill out to come out here, and these guys I'll reduce back again, like I said, to a couple of leaves. Take out this one that's growing straight up there. Just to hopefully get a bit more ramification going, because leaves are quite big on it, but when I do this, they normally get a bit smaller by the end of the season. They've shrunk quite a bit down, so we'll keep going with our method and see how it works. Because the leaves are so big, they tend to shade out underneath as well, so you do kind of want to get them pruned back a bit. This one's growing in, so I'll take that one out. Any leaves like this one growing inwards, so I'll just get rid of that. The one in here we can get rid of. Like my horse chestnut, I tend to just keep taking off the bigger leaves, and eventually it starts to like that, get smaller and smaller leaves on it. Another one. That one. just go round and just take out some of the leaves that are shading out other leaves. We'll take this big one off here and this one. This can probably come back a little bit too. And the leaf just won't grow out a bit, thicken up. Okay, I think we're okay now with that. Not too sure which is the front. And obviously you're going to have to be that or that. This to me is probably the nicer front of the tree, but then this bottom branch, the only thing growing on it is going straight back. There is a bud here. I'm wondering will that push out? Maybe if I just knock off these a little bit and let a bit of light onto it, it might just push out. We'll get the sun coming on this side. So yeah, I think that one's pretty good. It doesn't look like there's a lot being taken off, but when you look at the leaves we've taken off, we've definitely taken off well over half, maybe even 3/4 size wise. One in there we can get rid of. Okay, so we'll put it out and like that again, give it a good watering, and we'll see how we get on with it. There's another one of these I want to get around to pruning as well at some stage, but that's for another video. So as always guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.